welcome back to WWE Supercard. This is going to be episode 71. So I'm doing this one a little bit earlier because there's no way I don't actually think I'm going to be able to stay awake by the time the finals happen in this King of the Ring. So we're going to go in the contenders bracket right here. So we're against bots right now. I believe... Okay, this is the only one that could extend it because these are both humans. I do have a good chance of beating this guy. Hopefully we get to make it through to the finals. That's all I really care about. And so we're just going to go through a couple games. I haven't really been able to play today. I've been stuck at work for most of the day, but you will be able to see I did play enough that I could pro that Roman Reigns, and now I've got a tag team going with Ryback. I'm training up my Rock, I'm training up the Survivor Nikki, and then once those are done, I'll be able to have like kind of a more structured team. I haven't leveled the Roman Reigns all the way up because I want to be able to use it right now just to beat other event pros like the legendary pros, just so that there's no way. And the camera, yes, it is a little bit darker because the lights that are behind me are pointed at my dartboard. And I left the lights on too long to turn them back because now it's way too hot to touch them, and I didn't want to wait that long because I'm going to be practicing darts as soon as this is done. I'm busy this weekend with a tournament and stuff like that. I'm probably not going to do well, but it's more for the experience if anything else. So of course with the tag team, if the first match is a tag team, I'll just throw it away. There's no point in using my two best ones and then being two solo male games, because then I'll end up losing. So we'll just go through a couple of games because I need to get some energies back to get ready for the semi-finals. Just get myself back up to 25, and then hopefully we do get to move on into the finals. I'm going to have to take a look at what the other guy has just to make sure I can move my team around, because right now pretty much everyone has the same team. They've all got Nickies, they've got the event pros. It just depends who has Undertaker or not really. I couldn't be bothered at the beginning of the game just to I could have actually gotten Undertaker Pro. Actually, I was in Legendary tier just barely for the first ring domination, but I wasn't sure if I would be, so I only wanted that. I wanted that epic John Cena because at the time that was my strongest card, I'm pretty sure. So that was the way that I wanted to take that. But we didn't get any survivor polls or anything during Road to Glory. Probably not going to get one for a while, if I'm honest. It does seem like you need a lot. I think it's something like 300 or 350 for the guaranteed poll, something along those lines, and unfortunately we're nowhere near there because I got that Nikki right before Road to Glory started. I just gotta crack my knuckles, which a lot of people say is bad and give you arthritis or anything, but I used to play a lot of Guitar Hero. If anything, that is going to be what gives me arthritis, or in my wrists from drumming I've been doing. Like it's coming up to like 10 years I've been playing drums around there, and the amount of like garbage can percussion and stuff I did is really what will affect it at the end of the day. So of course there's no way they can win that one. And pretty much I think we'll just, unless this very next game I get that reset of the board, we'll continue to play. So there's no point in getting the 3-0 because we've got cards to train. I think the Rock's not at 30 for anything. I think the only thing the Rock is maxed out on is ability, because I'm telling you, these survivors, they proc a lot. I think it was 36%, 38% for proc chance, which is actually pretty good. It's higher than a third. And it does happen a lot more than you think, but this would be the only tier that I could accept that you need that you would need 30 procs in order to max it out, just because they proc so much. With the epics, before they dropped it down to 15, man, that 30 was killer I think I had like an epic Triple H that took me like 2 days of playing just to get those 30 procs on both of them, because they just wouldn't. They refused to proc, and now I've got all these epic cards from packs I'd bought before that you know, they're just kind of withering away there. You know, maybe I'm just holding on to them until fusions come, because I'm sure fusions will be here eventually. I'd give it maybe January before, and then January or February, and we'll start seeing some fusions, because I think that's the time they came out for season 1. They came out around the time I stopped playing last year. It was whichever one came first, Road to Glory Batista or Road to Glory Nikki, whichever one came first was the first one I didn't play, and because I had gotten sick of the game. I think part of that had to do with right before it was the Bad News Barrett Road to Glory. I had some surgery done, and so I was hopped up on drugs the whole time, like medication, and I was just sitting at home on my ass for about a week straight, just in incredible pain and on all these kind of meds. So I just sat there, and I think I played Supercard for like a week straight, because I was just so out of it, so loopy that I couldn't even eat. I couldn't eat anything. I was eating just ice cream and soup. I didn't really want to move. As soon as I would close my eyes, it would just all be dizzy, and I'm telling you, it was one hell of a trip on all the meds I was taking, because they would be take T3s, which are very powerful. The codeine in them is very strong. I'd take 2 of those at like 1 o'clock, and then I'd take some antibiotics with it. At 2 o'clock, I would take some Motrin, and then I'd have my nasal spray, and then 3 o'clock, 2 T3s, antibiotics, 4 o'clock, Motrin, nasal spray. It was just constant all the time. And I'm telling you, it was ridiculous, the amount of things I was on. It was supposed to be just a simple routine wisdom teeth extraction, but one thing led to another, which led to them peeling back my face and cutting out a hole in my sinus and a whole bunch of nasty stuff like that. So it actually really affected me, and I was just out of it for, I'm gonna say, at least 2.5 weeks, because of it ended up being a sinus thing. I couldn't even do any heavy lifting for about 2 weeks or so, because with my job, I got to do a lot of lifting and everything, and it's not like I'm lifting like 2 pounds. Like, these are fully grown people most of the time that I'm lifting. Sometimes they can't help you, but when you've got a dead body, they don't help you, and that's just dead weight, literally. And I'm telling you, dead weight is a lot heavier than someone who's alive. It's very interesting how that works, actually. But yeah, so I couldn't do any of that at work. It was brutal. I don't wish that upon anyone, what I went through for those 2 weeks off that. And man, I think like maybe it took 2 months for the stitches to come out. It wasn't like I would just go see the surgeon and they just peel them all out. No, he told me they would come out naturally, and so it was just an awful feeling, and I feel bad if that's happened to anyone else ever, because it was by far the worst thing I've ever experienced. But thankfully I never have to go through it again. All 4 are out, and I believe my sinuses will be left alone for the rest of my life, hopefully. But this is going to be our last game. Of course, we didn't get a survivor poll. I think the only time I ever got a survivor poll on camera was back in season 1 for Ring Domination, and I think it was maybe it might have even been my last season 1 video. I think we got a survivor Kane, because we had Ring Domination Undertaker, then next week season 2. It was quite the experience when that happened, so we don't want to go back and talk about that. But no good polls, nothing of note except a rare Daniel Bryan, but who cares about that? So, yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. Wish me good luck in my King of the Ring, and you take care.